हो गया। कौन सा तो ईमेल, एक यूट्यूब चैनल मिल गया। जब भूख लग रही तुमने। हरे कृष्णा रुपेश प्रभु, मुझे होस्ट बनाइए। कौन है रुपेश प्रभु? किधर है? हरे कृष्णा रुपेश प्रभु, मुझे होस्ट बनाइए।
Yes,
पर ये रुपेश फिर होस्ट बन गए, मुझे होस्ट नहीं बना रहे, कौन है?
तो जी बना दिया आपको।
बनाया 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 मुझे। ओके, लाइव स्ट्रीम हो रहा है। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा।
प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्ण भेज दे रहा, बता दे। ये चेक करो, ज्वाइन करो यूट्यूब पर। एक दिन जूम ज्वाइन करे। हरे कृष्ण पे कर लिया आपने? क्लियर क्लियर। ये कहाँ रखना है, माइक कहाँ रखना है? देखो यहाँ पे लगा कि बैटरी पर, यहाँ पे लगा के बात करो।
आगे प्रभु जी।
ओके।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा, आवाज आ रही है क्या क्लियर?
यस प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा। यस प्रभु, आवाज क्लियर आ रही।
तो ताकि स्टार्ट करो, जस्ट सेकंड। Is there online? Close this window. Sound. Hare what is size? What is size? Like this center you have that? I know what is the expansion of size. Voice I know. It's size. Actually, culture meditation. Uh, Interesting. Size, voice, base, yoga, and unit voice.
Tirupati, Tirupati is Shreyas, I think. Shreyas. Sai and Shreyas. Okay. Innovation. I am with the Pit. Should we start now? Oh, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, Namo Vasudevaya. Oh, Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, Vasudevaya. नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने निमित्तमात्रं भवसव्यता how to become like that. In short, first become an instrument in devotee's desire. Eventually, he can become uh, instrument in Krishna's desire. Now, what is the logic behind acting as an instrument in someone else's hands? Whether it is God or his devotee or whatever, what's this logic? We have an eternal uh, connection with, as Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Mama Ivamso Jiva Sanatana. They are all amshas of Krishna. Prabhupada often gives this example. So, here in Jain also, Mayapur also, Sidhu also. Yes. So, Prabhupada says often, we have this body, and hand is a part of the body, or an amsha of the body, and finger is an amsha of the hand, or amsha of the amsha of body. Basically, the hand is supposed to contribute or work for the overall functioning of the body, as simple as. So if you have some scratching, itching sensation here, hand should go and then scratch it. The head is having itching sensation, and the hand, hey, I will not cooperate. Eye and head are little away from each other. So we don't get along with each other. It doesn't work, right? So every limb of the body is supposed to function for the overall welfare of the body. Similarly, we are all amshas of the, and we are supposed to work for the pleasure of Krishna. You want more reference? Chaitanya Charitamrita says, every jiva is an eternal servant of Krishna. Right? Nitya Das. Nitya means always, eternally a servant, not once in a while. Servitude to the Lord is not a phase of life. I serve for 10 years, then after that, I'm no more a servant, I'm boss. Doesn't work like that. Eternally a servant. They're eternally servant. The nature of service can change sometimes. And some devotees may eternally do the same service also. Right? So in the spiritual world, the gopis service, eternal service could be making tambula for Krishna. So a tree eternally serves by offering flowers and fruit. So servitude is eternal. And nature of service can change if required, otherwise it need not change also. But servitude is eternal. So we are all amshas of Krishna, we are all servants of Krishna. We are dasas of Krishna. Therefore, we need to serve Krishna. And that service is rendered most effectively when we identify ourselves as instrument in Krishna's will. Instrument. Instrument or a tool is something, some object which is utilized or used to accomplish some function, right? For a particular purpose, intended purpose by the person who is using it. Screwdriver is a tool. You use the tool or instrument to fix this, what is this called, tripod. Like that, there are different instruments, and each instrument has different utilities. Now, when you attribute the word instrument to a non-living thing, inanimate thing, it makes sense. How can you attribute this word instrument to a living thing? We are all living beings, right? We are animate beings. We have desires, we have emotions, we have feelings, we have thoughts, we have preferences. How can I just act as an instrument in someone else's will? Well, I myself have a desire, a thought, a preference. This is the biggest challenge for many people in this world, especially when we talk about submissiveness, obedience, and all such words. No? Why should I be obedient to him? Nowadays, children say, why should I listen to my parents? I have my own feelings, I have my own thoughts. No, your father wants you to do this. So let him do it. I will not do it. I have my own desire, I have my own choice. It has become very fashionable, uh, and reasonable in one sense to say that I am what I am. I have my nature. I have my preferences. I have my desires. Why should I act according to someone else's desires? So now, the difference between a non-living thing acting as an instrument in someone else's hand and a living being acting as an instrument in someone else's hand is uh, the voluntary spirit. Now, this phone is an instrument in my hand, right? Whatever wallpaper I put, it has to just accept. I have put Vrindavan very well. Tomorrow I can put someone else's wallpaper, Radharani's wallpaper, or later Gaurang Mahaprabhu's wallpaper, or some painting, not DT. It has to accept it. You cannot protest, right? It has certain limitations, but within that limitation, if I use it in a certain way, it just has to accept it. It has no choice because it is not a living thing, right? So, how can you act as an instrument? How can a living being act as an instrument in someone else's hand? That's the question here. This non-living instrument has no voluntary because it has no life, but we have life. We are living beings. So we should voluntarily choose to serve Krishna. We should voluntarily act as instruments of Krishna's service. Why? We should voluntarily act out of gratitude, out of love, out of affection, out of devotion. Right? The mother, if she doesn't serve the child may cry, but the child has no ability to punish the mother or to complain against the mother, especially when the child is instant. If mother neglects the child cannot survive. As simple as child is desiring to drink some milk or eat some food. Mother is reciprocating with the desire and offering that milk and food to the child. If the mother doesn't do it according to the desires or the needs or the moods of the child, nobody questions her, right? He can say, why should I act according to this fellow's instrument, this fellow's desire? In the middle of the night, the child will get up crying. Ah, and the mother has to just break her sleep. He can just put some, what is that, some cloth in the mouth, don't cry. Hey, go outside. And she can just happily go in. Right? But she is voluntarily choosing to extend herself to serve the child, isn't it? Why? There is love, there is affection. Similarly, the underlying emotion in our relationship with Krishna is love. Supposed to be love, at least. We may not have love of God at this moment, but it is supposed to be love. We eternally have a loving relationship with Krishna. Out of love, we serve. We act according to his desires. That's what acting as an instrument means. Right? Let me voluntarily act according to your will, my dear Lord, your wish, your whim. Sometimes Krishna spontaneously engages in any kind of service. Whatever you say, I will do, my dear Lord. That is voluntary spirit. That's the difference between animate instrument and inanimate instrument. There's a voluntary spirit. That's differentiating. Now, let's uh, go to Bhagavad. Let's go to Kshetra once. This whole discussion about instrument came up because Krishna spoke one shloka in Bhagavad Gita. You don't find it in many other places, or it may be there. I'm not aware. But this word instrument is very popularly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter. What was that? You also repeat after me. Tasmat muttishta yasholabhasva jitva shatrun bhungshvarajyam samruddham mayaivaite nihata. This is where the word instrument comes in. So in the last 10 15 minutes, we have seen one perspective of being an instrument. Actually, two perspectives. One is constitutionally, we are anxious of Krishna. We are servants of Krishna. That's our constitutional position. Secondly, it's an expression of love and emotion, where we voluntarily choose to act as instrument. Is the difference between the animated and inanimate instruments, right? So now this is another ending of looking at the word instrument. So what is the first one? Constitutional position. We are instruments. We are servants. Second one, voluntary spirit, an expression of love and emotion for the Lord. The third is, have already killed them. Krishna says, I have already killed all the people who are supposed to kill. Then why should I keep? We already killed them. Why should I keep? Nimittamantram bhavasya samsit. I have killed means in spirit. I have decided their death. Now in action, you have to manifest the death. Right? But Krishna, decision making is sufficient. He did not execute it. But a devotee, he has to execute. You want an example? Simple. A court in the judge decides who must be hanged, who must be given 14 years of imprisonment, who must be given fine of 10,000 rupees. That is the judgment decide. And what should the policeman do? The policeman has the instruments in the judge's decision. Krishna did not personally execute. Right? For example, he became a multi-millionaire in 3 years. That's why he became very excited. Right? And he is So you want to make a big building, 40-story building. You have money, you have design, you have plan, there are abundant of architects. You need not touch bricks and cement. Nothing happen. All the patients and the labor are instruments in your field. Right? Okay. But if decision making is sufficient and produce efficiently financial, right? You have money, you have things. Similarly, Krishna, as soon as all this Kauravas touch the saree of Draupadi, Krishna decided it's very much there. Right? Now he could have killed all these fellows, Duryodhana, Krishna, and Karna, and all these people. As soon as they touch the saree of Draupadi only and made of Draupadi only. But why he went? Because he wanted to give the charity of feeling of people. Chitrva Shitrun Bhangsharajyam Sakurudham. And what is the first line? Tasmat Muktishta Jeshola Dasvat. You gain reputation as the hero of Kurukshetra battle. All the Krishna can do everything on his own. He loves his devotees so much that he wants to give the credit of his own accomplishments to his devotee. Got it? Now, initially, where we have began our discussion, being an instrument seems to be very humiliating, awkward, encroaching upon your independence. You feel very uncomfortable to act as an instrument. Now, are you getting excited? Krishna is doing everything and he's giving you credit of doing it. See, being an instrument is very exciting, right? Krishna has already killed all the people who are supposed to be killed in the battle of Kurukshetra. Now he says, Vishola Bhasla, you become famous. Vishola Bhasla means attain fame. Then Bhumsharajyam, Samruddham, enjoy a prosperous kingdom. Krishna is giving you enjoyment. Krishna is giving you credit. Krishna is giving you fame, name, reputation. Krishna is establishing you as hero. Well, he is doing all the job in the background. Right? In the foreground, he's a driver. In the background, he's the doer. And in the middle, Arjuna is getting all credit. See, being an instrument in Krishna's service is not a humiliating situation. Don't think that somebody is forcing me. They're encroaching upon my free will. They're encroaching upon my minute independence. I also have desires. I also have emotions. I have thoughts. I have plans. I have feelings. Huh? How can you use me? How can you exploit me like this? No. So, at the first level, basic level, it's our constitutional position to be umpires of Krishna and to be servants of Krishna. And on a functional level, it's an expression of our gratitude and love and affection and emotions towards Krishna, to be an instrument in Krishna's service. The third, Krishna is doing everything. You don't have to do anything. Your willingness to act as an instrument does not make you an instrument, but it makes you a doer, an accomplisher, an achiever, a famous person, recipient of all reputation and enjoyment. See, Krishna is not exploiting us. Krishna is not exploiting Arjuna. उसको कुछ करना है, हमारे करा है, हमसे हमसे करा रहे. We think like that very conveniently. We think like that and we blame. Sometimes disciples may have some discomfort acting according to the will of Guru. Sometimes students may have some discomfort acting according to the instructions of teacher. Sometimes children may feel uncomfortable acting according to the expectations of their parents. But these parents or guru or teachers or whatever superiors, they're supposed to have love for their subordinates, and subordinates are supposed to have gratitude. So when you see it from that love perspective, emotion perspective, then you don't see it as an exploitation. To act as someone else's will is not an exploitation. Is not encroaching upon your free will or desires. So it is a loving bonding. Ultimately, the basic need of every living entity is to love and be loved. Right? And that love is the goal of life. Prema Pumartho Mahan. The purpose of life is prema. And by acting as an instrument, fourth point, let me tell you, just by acting as an instrument in someone else's will, your innate potential will come up. You will do more than what you can do. Not innate potential, your potential will increase. You will do more than what you can do. Let me give an example. Recently, we concluded Kartik month. All of you must have heard or spoken or remembered Damodar Leela. What did Krishna do in Damodar Leela? He did some mischief and Mother Yashoda tied him with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar. Then Krishna crawled and dragged that wooden grinding mortar between the two great Yamalarjuna trees. They were so huge. And Krishna is a little child, hardly 2, 3-year-old boy, barely managing to speak and express his emotions, externally speaking. And the rope tying Krishna is not like a big iron chain, not like a strong rope, small silken rope, household rope. And the mortar, wooden grinding mortar, is just to grind some spices. That's all. Small thing. Mortar is small, rope is weak, Krishna is a baby. But Krishna could manage to uproot that huge Yamalarjuna trees with this insignificant instruments like mortar and rope. There's no comparison only between the strength of this mortar and rope and this Yamalarjuna trees. There's only comparison between the strength of the rope and the mortar. When Krishna is trying to uproot the trees, pull the trees, if the rope is stronger than the mortar, then mortar should break. If the mortar is stronger than the rope, then rope should break. But rope did not break, and mortar did not break. Trees were uprooted. What does it mean? Because this mortar and the rope agreed to act as instruments of Krishna's will, Krishna empowered them with the ability to uproot Yamalarjuna trees also. It is not their strength, it is Krishna's strength. If you act as instrument in Krishna's will, Krishna will increase your strength. Krishna will empower you to do more than what you can ordinarily do. Makes sense? Are you getting excited to become instruments? Right? Otherwise, sometimes people egoistically think that, hey, how can I act as an instrument in someone else's hand? Don't think egoistically. Don't think in a very self-centric and self-obsessed way. Think like a servant. Think like a lover. Think like a dependent on Krishna's grace. One who has empowered you with so many abilities. If he expects you to do something, what's your problem to do it? Actually, Krishna descended on the planet to do 3 things. You know what are they? Bolo. Paritrāṇāya sadhūnām vināṣāya ca duṣkṛtāम् dharma samsthapanārthāya sambhavāmi. He himself descended to accomplish these 3 purposes: to protect the righteous, to punish the vicious, and to establish dharma. But Krishna is kind enough to take a back seat in accomplishing these 3 purposes, and he will empower his devotees to accomplish these 3 purposes. Pandavas, Arjuna, Bhima, Yudhishthira, you do Paritrāṇaya sadhūnam, you do Vināṣaya duṣkṛtāम्, you do Dharma samsthapanārthāya. What will you do? I'll be there behind you, empowering you. You act as my instruments. Right? So Krishna accomplishes these 3 purposes personally and also through his devotees. Let my devotees get that glory. I have killed so many people. I have killed people like Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur, Vatsasur, Vyomasur, Sakatasur, Keshi, Tranavarta. I killed so many people. Now let my devotees kill. Let Arjuna kill big villains like Jayadratha. And good people also are acting like villains, or who are acting on the side of villains like Bhishma, Drona, Karna. Karna is not a good person, but Bhishma, Drona are good people. Let Bhima kill all the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. If Krishna wanted, he could have killed. Now, many times in this material world, even in spiritual circles also, sometimes when we get a position or power or privilege or possession, we become attached to it. We become possessive about it. We don't want to share privileges or credit with someone else. The success of a leader is not in leading some people for some time. The success of a leader is in creating success. After I conclude my leadership. Who will continue to lead? That's the success of the leader. That requires a mode of empowering the dependents, mode of empowering the subordinates. If the leader himself is insecure, if the leader himself is attached to his power and position and influence, what empowerment he will give to other people? Krishna is setting a wonderful example of being a leader. Krishna did paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthapanarth. But he did not do it forever. He did not do till the last moment of his earthly pastimes. He did it. As a child, he did it. In Vrindavan, he did it. In Mathura, he did it. In Dwarka, to some degree, he did it. But in Kurukshetra, he did not do. Let my devotees. Right? He defeated Jarasandha 17 times along with his 23 Akshahinis of armies. That means hundreds and thousands of soldiers, millions of soldiers actually. But when it came to killing Jarasandha, Krishna did not kill him. Let Bhima get the credit of killing Jarasandha. He brought Bhima in front of Jarasandha. He made all the plan. And then Bhima was trying to fight with Jarasandha. Almost 28 days or 27 days passed. He's unable to kill him. Then Krishna personally took a small, blade of grass and then bifurcated into two and threw in different directions. Then Bhima got an idea. ऐसा कर सकते हैं, ऐसे मार सकते हैं. Then he bifurcated Jarasandha's body into two, and that's how Jarasandha was killed. He's giving opportunity to kill. He's giving idea to kill. He's giving the strength to kill. And where is Bhima's role here? Bhima's role is in acting as an instrument in Krishna's will. And by acting as an instrument in Krishna's will, Bhima gets the glory of killing Jarasandha, killing Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, Duryodhan, Dushasan, and all the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. So, in acting as an instrument in Krishna's will, Bhima, Arjuna, all these devotees, they got the glory. And it is because of Krishna that the Pandavas won the battle of Kurukshetra. But after they won the battle of Kurukshetra, did Krishna go and sit on Hastinapur throne? No. He could have said, "Arey, मैंने आपको empowerment दिया. Without me, you could have killed, you could have won the war of Kurukshetra." All the Pandavas would unanimously would say, "No, no, no, my dear Lord, not at all. Without you, how can we win? So I'll sit on Hastinapur." Understand? Krishna never said like, you say. Krishna never sat on any throne actually. In Mathura also Krishna is not the king. In Dwarka also Krishna is not the king. In Vrindavan also Nanda Maharaj is the king. In Dwarka and Mathura, Ugrasena was the king. In Hastinapur, who is that? Yudhishthira Maharaj was the king. And Krishna went and killed Narakasur. Right? In Pragjyotishvara, Krishna killed Narakasur. He went along with Satyabhama on the back of Garuda. And after defeating Narakasur, that Pragjyotishpur should become Krishna's property. He can sit on the throne. Nobody can object him. You killed the king. You defeated the king. You conquered the king. You go and sit on the king's throne. Any objection? Krishna did not sit on that throne. He made Narakasur's son to sit on the throne. Bhumi Devi, Narakasur's mother, she brings this Narakasur's son in front. This is my grandson. He's a good fellow, not like my son. Okay, fine, let him sit on the throne. See the detachment. When Krishna is instructing us to act as an instrument in his will, he's not exploiting us. He's not using us. He's not engaging us according to his will. He is giving us glory. Jitva Shatrun Bhaktarajam Samudram Samruddham. What is the first line? Tasmatva Muttashta Yeshola Bhasta. He is giving you reputation. He is giving you position. He is giving you privilege. He is giving you fans. Right? Arjuna had so many fans. He had so many military certificates. And he became so glorious. One who thinks that he is able to accomplish whatever he's accomplishing on his own, he's a fool. He's not accomplishing, he's foolish. It is only by Krishna's grace that we are able to do anything. If you are doing everything or anything only by Krishna's grace, what's your problem in acting as his instrument? Only by acting as his instrument, you are able to accomplish anything. He is the doer. You are not the doer. Nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. He is savyasachi. Understand? Savyasachi means one who can release arrows from both the hands. How, I don't know. I never released. Right? Only he knows. There are some good writers. They can write with both hands. They have neat handwriting with right hand also and left hand also. Right? They can be fast also. Some people are there. There are some people who can eat with both hands. But Arjuna can release arrows with both hands. Sabyasachi. Although Arjuna is such an expert, Sabyasachi, still he is Nimitta Matram. In the same line, Krishna is putting these two keywords. Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyasachin. Arjuna never said, I am Sabyasachi. How can I be Nimitta Matram? Nimitta Matram is instrument. Sabyasachi is expert. If you're an expert, you don't want to be an instrument. That's the problem in this world. When you gain some expertise, when you have some talents, when you have some skills, you don't feel like acting as someone else's instrument. अरे मैं खुद गुरु बनूंगा. I will myself do it. Why should I do according to his instruction, his expectation? How do I do? I can rule. I don't need to be under some ruler. So this is the mood of a general, typical human being, at least in 2024. But honest and humble devotees think that it is Krishna who is doing everything and is allowing me to do something and giving me that empowerment to do it. Let me do it on his behalf. Let me do it as an instrument. This is the mood of being a servant of Krishna, an instrument in Krishna's hands. Krishna's fruit, what is that? Krishna's fruit is a simple dry bamboo stick, hollow bamboo stick that has some holes in it. It's already hollow, and it has holes also. That which has some holes cannot hold anything. But this Krishna's hollow flute filled with holes all over its body is holding so many ragas. Where are these ragas coming from? From the nectar of Krishna's lips. Krishna is blowing some little wind into the holes of the flute, and he is just moving his fingers very gracefully on the flute, and millions of ragas are coming. Mesmerizing melodies are coming out of the flute, and that are completely mesmerizing even the masters of musical science in the upper planet. Vishnu gets amazed, Indra gets amazed, Shiva gets amazed. They know good deal of music. But when Krishna plays raga, which note he's playing? What raga is he playing? Oh, amazing. I can never play like that, like him. So that flute agreed to act as an instrument in Krishna's hands, and the flute has so much glory to impress even the great devatas and masters of musical sense, and to attract the minds of pure devotees like the gopis of Vrindavan. Apparently, flute is a lifeless, hollow bamboo stick. But because Krishna is using it as an instrument in his hand, it got that glory. Right? Sometimes gopis also feel a bit jealous. Right? Flute, you are always there with Krishna. We are not always there with Krishna. It's a transcendental jealousy. Ultimately, the gopis also love Krishna's flute because through that flute, Krishna is completely captivating the minds of the gopis. So we have seen flute example, Pandava's example. Krishna wanted to kill Kalayavana, but he did not kill. Right? His devotee Shiva has given a benediction to Kalayavana's what is that called, family or dynasty, that nobody in the Yadu dynasty will be able to uh, kill members of the Yamana dynasty. So Krishna can kill. He is not obliged by Lord Shiva's benediction. So, okay, fine, no problem. My devotee has given some promise. Why should I break his promise? No problem. I will not kill. And Krishna ran away from the battle when Kalayavana came to attack him with 3 crore soldiers, 30 million soldiers behind him. And Kalayavana was chasing Krishna, calling him, run chor, run chor. See, just to fulfill the will of his devotee, fulfill the benediction of his devotee Shiva, Krishna is willing to accept a bad reputation of Ranachor. Krishna, like a coward, is running away from battlefield. Oh. Some people think like that. It's a shame. It's an insult in Kshatriya community. But actually, for devotees, Krishna's being Ranachor is not a insult or humiliation. It's a glory. It's glorification. Right? So we praise Krishna as Ranachor, Makhanchor. So we have that perspective. But there are some people who criticize Krishna as Ranachor and Makhan and Vastrachor. He also steals garments also. So many people keep commenting on it. But they don't recognize Krishna is not only stealing the clothes of gopis, he's offering clothes to Draupadi Mata also. And when Krishna stole the gopis' clothes, he was very small. And the gopis were also small. You can just count it as childhood innocence. And even if you say, oh, Krishna, although he's a child, he's like fully developed within, fine. Then what's your problem? He's God. He's the Supreme Lord, right? When we give the argument of child, people don't accept the child. He say, no, he's not child, he's God. If he's God, then accept whatever he does. Dharmam to sakshat bhagavad pranita. You are defeating your own logic, right? Why are you defending Krishna saying that he's child when he did Rasa Leela? Although he's a child, he's God, he's fully developed. Then whatever he does, you should accept it if you are accepting him as God. Right? How can God do immoral activities? Whatever God does is morality. You understand that first. God never does immoral activities. Don't question how can God do immoral activities. If you accept him as God, you cannot attribute immorality to him. Whatever he does is morality. Okay, I will also do the same. Then it's immorality. Right? You can't imitate him. Right? So he did Rasa Leela, you can't do Rasa Leela. Prabhupada says it is Rascal Leela, not Rasa Leela. Right? So Krishna wanted to give the credit of killing Kalayavana to Muchikunda. Therefore, he went and hid in Muchikunda's cave. And Krishna wanted to give darshan to Muchikunda by waking him up. It's not there for a photo. Bhakti karo. So he accomplished both purposes. He is exhibiting his affection on Muchikunda by waking him up from sleep. He is also exhibiting affection on Lord Shiva by not violating the benediction he gave to Yavana. And he's killing Kalayavana. See, Krishna can solve a multi-constraint optimization problem. You understand? In our engineering, we had linear and non-linear optimization, a subject in IAS. Sometimes they give some constraints. Okay, optimize this, arrive at an optimal solution with respect to these constraints. So how many constraints are there? Krishna has to protect his devotee. Mathura was from Kalayavana's 3 crore soldiers. Krishna has to kill Kalayavana. Krishna should not violate the boon given by Kalayavana to given by Shiva to Kalayavana's family. Krishna should wake up Muchikunda. Krishna should erect Dwaraka fort. So many things. Krishna should protect all the Vrajavasis from this frequently coming demon attacks on Mathura. Because when these demons see that Krishna has very deep bonding with Vrajavasis, whenever they come to Mathura, within no time they will go to Vrindavan and attack the Vrajavasis also. Therefore, Krishna relocated from Mathura to Dwaraka to protect Vrajavasis. That's another reason. So everything that Krishna does, he has so many reasons to do. All we can do is trust Krishna's intentions. Never doubt Krishna's integrity and intentions. Then we are not good devotees. Even if what he does is bewildering and not fitting into your logic, and you are unable to understand it, keep trust in Krishna's intentions. If you can understand everything about Krishna, then you are intellectually surpassing Krishna. You are beyond Krishna. The very fact that he is Krishna means you cannot understand him. Even if you're a devata, you cannot understand. Even if you're a sage, you cannot understand. Krishna said, Name viduhu suraganaha prabhavam namaharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshina sarvasah. Name viduhu suraganaha. Even great. Suragana, even great. Great devatas and sages also cannot understand. I am their soul. Who are they to understand me? If they can't understand, how can you understand? Don't expect to understand the logical reason behind everything that Krishna does. If acharyas are kind enough to reveal those reasons, be satisfied with it. Right? That's what God is. Is beyond your perception, beyond your concept, beyond your expectation. And you act according to his expectation. So sometimes Krishna may expect you to act as his instrument in very, very peculiar ways. Now we saw one case where Krishna, we saw multiple cases where Krishna uh, empowered a devotee to do things more than his capacity. Right? You have seen all that. Flute, rope, mortar, Arjuna, Bhima, all of them. But sometimes, while acting as an instrument in Krishna's will, you have to underperform also. Right? Overperforming is not the only product of acting according to Krishna's will. Sometimes, while acting as instrument in Krishna's will, you have to underperform also. You have to control your emotions, control your excitement and enthusiasm to act. Best example is Hanuman. Hanumanji in Ramayana, in Lanka, he was one of the main players. Hanumanji brought Sanjeevani mountain and revived all the fallen soldiers, Vanara soldiers, including Ram and Lakshman. When everybody fell down in that Lanka war because of Indrajit's Astra, even Ram and Lakshman also fainted. So Jambavan was barely uh, maintaining his life, and Vibhishan, being a demon, he did nothing happened to him. So Vibhishan is moving around, and Jambavan saw Vibhishan. Vibhishan, come here. Jambavan weakly he spoke to Vibhishan. Is Hanuman alive? Vibhishan said, yeah, he's alive, but I'm surprised. Instead of asking about the welfare of Ram and Lakshman, why are you asking about Hanuman? Then Jambavan said, if Hanuman is conscious, he can make everyone conscious. If Hanuman is alive, he can make everyone alive. If Hanuman is not alive or not conscious or not active, we don't have much hope. To that degree, Hanuman was glorious. And Ram had to cross the Lanka ocean. He had to make a bridge. And Hanuman had to cross the Lanka ocean. He just jumped. One long jump. Oh yeah, no bridge. No need to spend so much time to cross. Hanumanji brought Sanjeevani mountain. Hanumanji found Sita Devi. Hanuman brought Lanka. So many things he did in Ramayana. But when it came to Mahabharat, what was the service given to Hanuman? Kapil Dhwaja. Oh, Kapi, sit on Dhwaja. That's your service. What? Say it again. What you heard is correct for me. You just have to sit on Arjuna's flag and bless him. ऐसा करो, आशीर्वाद दे दो. ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा. So this has no role to play now. Your punches have an end now. Punches have a pause. Just give blessing. और कुछ नहीं क्या? हाँ, और एक है. What is that? Whenever Bhima roars, you can join him and roar. Roar. Roar, not punching. If Hanumanji wanted, he can finish this Kurukshetra war in 18 minutes or 18 seconds. He doesn't need 18 days. He'll make chutney out of Shakuni, Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, all these fellows. There's a need to fight for 18 days like Arjuna is doing. Right? But Hanumanji was given this simple role. Just sit on the flag of Arjun and just bless. Just good wishes, blessings, sufficient, nothing more. Sometimes while acting as an instrument in Krishna's will, you have to underperform. Be there, do nothing. Garuda brought Mandara mountain from wherever it was sitting to the milk ocean. I hope you know this example. I'm taking this for granted. You know the passage. So when all the devatas and demons could not lift Mandara mountain and bring it to milk ocean, Garuda lifted it and brought it. And the Samudra Manthan was about to begin. The churning of milk ocean was about to begin. Then Lord Vishnu said, Garuda, ho gaya aapka kaam. You can go now. He need not be here. He is the one who contributed. Major contribution for Samudra Manthan is given by Garuda. He is the one who brought churning rod. Without churning rod, how can you churn? हाथ से करेगा क्या churning? Even if there are hundreds and thousands of hands of all Rakshasas and Devatas, they cannot churn the ocean to produce nectar. You need Mandara mountain. And that Mandara mountain was brought by Garuda personally. But Lord Vishnu says you cannot be here, out. Right? Vasuki is coming soon. Vasuki is coming soon. So we will eat Vasuki, I know. No, I'm sense control. I'm fasting today. And when Garuda did not argue with Vishnu, oh, my dear Lord, you don't want me to be here? I will not be here. No negotiation, no argument. Okay. So this is the mood that Garuda was exhibiting. So while acting as an instrument, you will be empowered to do big, big things, and you will not be allowed to do anything. Just act according to the Lord's will. That's what makes your life more fulfilling and meaningful. If the Lord gives you some service, do it with full enthusiasm. If He doesn't give you any service, sit there, chant Hare Krishna. You have engagement. What is that? Meditation, chanting, reading Bhagavatam. Sometimes, not sometimes, many times, struggling sadhakas find a sense of fulfillment only in accomplishing things, only in some big, big attention attracting sevas. But the real satisfaction comes by releasing Krishna's glories. We discussed so many glories of Krishna now, right? So many glories of Krishna we discussed in empowering his devotees or in asking his devotees to maintain a low profile. Oh, but you don't have to come in front. That's your friend. He will be there and chant Hare Krishna. There's an opportunity for him to pause and meditate, not act. Sometimes you're asked to act, sometimes you're asked to meditate. So don't think that only action makes you a good devotee. Meditation also is required. And other extreme is you are only in meditation. You don't like action. सेवा मत दो, साधना करने दो. Sometimes सेवा दे दो. You're not giving opportunity for seva. How long I should sit and read Bhagavatam? Act according to the expectation. Don't don't allow the material mind to make choices so much. Right? I can always have preference to do a particular service, but not at the cost of violating the instructions of Guru, who is representative of Krishna. Krishna's will prevails. And the glory of a devotee is in aligning one's will with Krishna. And there is no end to this topic. But I'll end now. 8:26. I have 4 minutes to take any question. I would like to catch. Any questions that come? Multimillionaire. Yeah. And, like if you devotee, that's what suffering right, the devotee is right. Like also in lack of Prabhupada, he has one plan for them. Yeah. Sometimes devotees face so many reversals, unexpected reversals. You quoted one example. Let me quote 10 examples. What mistake Pandavas do? What did they do? Their kingdom is taken away. Their wife is insulted. They themselves are insulted. They were thrown to the forest for 13 years. And there is any mistake in the last 1 year, they have to redo all the 13 years onward. What mistake did they do? Abhimanyu died. Uttara was very young, teenage girl, pregnant lady. But still, Abhimanyu died. Sita Devi, Lakshman. So, Parikshit Maharaj, he just kept a dead snake around The neck of Shimikrishi, not even live snake, dead snake. Not much harm is caused from his side. Frustrated, he was hungry, he was thirsty, therefore he just insulted. But he was cursed to die within 7 days. Death punishment. See that? For keeping a dead snake, if he's asked to die, what will happen if he keeps a live snake? What kind of curse he will get? So the universal spiritual history reveals that so many devotees, however exalted they may be, they were subjected to reversals, difficulties, pains, unlimited pains. One lesson that we can learn from all this is material world is unpleasant and a abode of miseries, whoever you may be. Secondly, it's a test for the devotee's faith. Pandavas never lost their faith in Krishna. Uttara never lost her faith in Krishna, although Krishna did not save her husband. When there is an attack on Uttara's son in her room, again Uttara went to take shelter of Krishna only. She never said, this Krishna never protected my husband. Will he protect my son? Let me find another god. You see? The reversals test our faith, but a mature devotee never loses that faith in the Lord. Secondly, reversals also will make us more dependent on the Lord and realize that we are not the doers. We are not the accomplishers. We are not the master. We are not the controller. He is the controller. Despite all my efforts, I am unable to avoid this difficulty. Therefore, Krishna is the controller. We can realize that. We can, all the difficult situations, calamities, will intensify our dependence on Krishna, will intensify our remembrance of Krishna, will make us more and more prayerful to Krishna, right? So, yeah, reversals must be seen in that light. Apart from doing that, I spoke about the attitude part, but action part is we need to do our best to avoid the difficulties with God given ability. You do your human effort. To the best of your ability, try to avoid difficulty as much as possible. But if situation goes beyond your control, surrender to the situation, accept it, endure it for whatever duration it is there. And after that, Krishna will rectify the situation whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. Give him mic.
I think others some definition
Uh,
are helping others.
uh, Can you say that again? I didn't understand.
I will say
Uh, Means you don't want to hurt others, or others are hurting you while you are doing seva, or you are hurting others. Both are happening. Okay.
that you break in Seva.
Okay. Yeah. Till we become completely purified, our dealings are not very mature. What we say or what we do may hurt others. We may consciously or unconsciously act in ways that are hurting to others, and others also act in ways that hurt us. So, but let's not hold on to that situation. Let's not hold any grudges or negativity towards the devotee who hurt you incidentally, accidentally, or intentionally. Let's not hold on to it. Okay, move on. Don't take it so personally. But if the person who is hurting you uh, really is mean and he's intentionally doing whatever he's doing, then take an appropriate action. Escalate the matter to someone who can take an appropriate action. You don't have to tolerate for a long time. If they trouble you accidentally, you can tolerate and move on. But if they intentionally trouble you, then also you may tolerate for a while. But if they're repeatedly troubling you, tell them, don't do this. If it doesn't work, tell seniors. They will tell them not to do this. And if he's not fit to be around, they'll eliminate also. Okay, take some action. But before taking action, exhibit some tolerance. Similarly, when you are hurting others, uh, as soon as you realize that you have hurt others, immediately go and say sorry, apologize, beg forgiveness. Intentionally don't hurt, but unintentionally, if you happen to hurt, either your words or actions caused some inconvenience or pain to another devotee, uh, then immediately go and say sorry. Many times, even though we realize that we have done a mistake, our ego doesn't allow us to apologize, right? आपको पता चल रहा है, अरे devotee hurt हो गया, he felt bad, I could not have said, okay, let me say sorry now. No, 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 how can you say sorry? Oh, हो गया, छोड़ दो, समझ जाएगा, आगे बढ़ो. We may think like that, but take some humility, gather some humility and honesty, and go and say sorry. Then you can maintain the relationship. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, but somehow what I did must have pained you some way. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'll ensure that next time I will not repeat it. So, क्या जाते हैं? 1 minute. It takes 1 minute of your time. But to do that 1 minute job, you contemplate for so long, you delay it for 1 week or 1 month, or you never do it only, and he's holding all that grudge. It's growing, negativity is growing. Let's not do that. Anything else? Last question. 8:34.
Okay. So, we should have what is union. And you should have gratitude experience. But sometimes we think that I grant too much better than my limit. What we can overcome it.
If you can't do, you should tell them. Somebody is telling you, oh, cupboard उठा के इधर लाओ, and you have back pain. Tell them. They may think that you may be able to do it, but unless you communicate, how will they understand? They are not Paramatma. Don't expect your senior to act like Paramatma. Only Krishna can act like Paramatma, right? So proper communication can avoid a lot of misunderstanding. If we assume things, then it will increase miscommunication. If you are unable to do some service, go and tell them that this is the difficulty, and they will help you to overcome the difficulty. Or if they really find that you are not at all capable, they will change the service. But if you are stuck somewhere, they will help you. They will encourage you, or they will ask you, okay, try once again. All this getting difficult, try once again. Then you try, then you can succeed also. Who knows? You may not be able to, understand or assess your capability only. You may think that they are giving service beyond my capacity. They are allowing you to stretch a little bit. They are giving you an opportunity to uh, grow more than your capacity, what you thought. But if it's getting too difficult, you can always go and express it, not as a complaint, but honestly expressing it's a little difficult for me. This is the difficulty. Then there will be some solution. Okay, we'll conclude here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Bro, any corrections coming? So the graders are sitting here. Hector. Hare Krishna. I didn't cover any chapter or verse today. Anyway.
हरे कृष्णा डिवोटीज प्लीज रिमेन इन द मीटिंग है ना मीटिंग में नहीं
Yeah.
हरे कृष्णा वंचा कल्पतरुश्च मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा जो भी गीता लाइफ के बच्चे हैं वहां पे ऑनलाइन अगर सुन रहे होंगे तो तुरंत आप लोग ज्वाइन कर लीजिए मैं 2 मिनट के लिए रुक रहा हूँ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद थोड़ा लैपटॉप रुकने के लिए। तो जैसे कि हमने ये नदिया और ये ग्रुप चालू किया, सॉरी युधिष्ठिर ग्रुप चालू किया है आप लोग, तो एक था ये पायलट मोड में
तो जी
हम चीजें
अच्छा,
करने का प्रयास कर रहे थे कि क्या
तो जी आपका
प्रभु जी
आवाज
आपकी
अटक रहा है।
वॉइस
क्या
अटक
हुआ।
रही है। आपकी
बहुत
वॉइस
वॉइस
अटक रही है प्रभु जी।
तो मेरी वॉइस अटक रही है। ओके ओके ओके, जस्ट मिनट, मोबाइल खिड़की में खिड़की खोल दो। हरे कृष्णा, नाउ इट्स ओके। आई एम एबल, you people are able to hear me clearly now.
यस यस प्रभु जी।
ओके, थैंक यू। सो सो मैंने बताया था आप लोग को कि अभी तक हमने क्या किया था। अ, ये पायलट मोड में चल रहा था ना, मीन्स है ना, हम चीजें सही कर रहे थे कि आप लोग को अच्छी सुविधा हो, क्लासेस हो। अभी आने वाले कुछ दिनों से क्या हो जाएगा, निमायता ग्रुप, बोथ युधिष्ठिर ग्रुप और अर्जुन ग्रुप के क्लासेस लेंगे। उसके टाइम भी क्या हो जाएंगे, अब सेपरेट हो जाएंगे, सो दैट प्रभु जी के दोनों क्लास रिकॉर्ड हो जाएंगे। और ये तो हमने क्या किया है प्रभु जी, नो, हम अटेंडेंस ट्रैक करना चाहते हैं आप ड्यूटीज का, बराबर है कि नहीं। तो अर्लियर हमने बहुत सारे तरीके किए थे जिससे हम अटेंडेंस ले पाए अच्छे से। मुझे ये बताइए, सब लोग सुन पा रहे हैं मेरे को, जितने भी अर्जुन और युधिष्ठिर ग्रुप में डिवोटीज हैं।
यस
ओके,
यस
श्योर।
यस प्रभु जी। यस प्रभु जी।
ओके, सो तो हम चाहते हैं कि डिवोटीज को हम अटेंडेंस ट्रैक कर पाए, सो दैट क्या हमें पता चले कि डिवोटीज को हम अच्छे से सेवा कर पा रहे हैं हमारे एंड से, और आपके एंड से हमें पता चले कि जो सिलेबस हम ले रहे हैं और प्रभु जी इतना मेहनत से सिलेबस कर रहे हैं, तो कितने डिवोटीज का एक्चुअली हो रहा है सिलेबस। नहीं तो पता चला कि क्लासेस तो हो रहे पर मेनी ऑफ द डिवोटीज आर मिसिंग, एंड देन फिर क्या हो जाएगा, हमें पता ही नहीं चलेगा किसका सिलेबस हुआ किसका नहीं हुआ। इसलिए हमने क्या किया है प्रभु जी, हमने एक सॉफ्टवेयर का सहारा लिया है इस बार। आई विल शो यू माई स्क्रीन। ठीक है। सो एक सॉफ्टवेयर है जिसका नाम है मार्कडेंस ट्रैकर। ये अटेंडेंस है आप लोग का। तो यहाँ हम अटेंडेंस कर रही, तो युधिष्ठिर ग्रुप के जो इस सब फैसिलिटीज है, तो हमने दो लोगों को क्लास का मॉनिटर भी बना दिया है। तो आपके गीता लाइव के क्लास के मॉनिटर है गौरव शर्मा प्रभु, और युधिष्ठिर ग्रुप के क्लास के मॉनिटर है अभिषेक। नेट ठीक चल नहीं है, खुल नहीं रही साइट, नेट कनेक्शन है। जस्ट अ मिनट प्रभु जी, समथिंग गाँव में ठीक है। तो देखिए कैसे अटेंड लेते हैं, आपको दिखा रहा हूँ परिवार की अटेंडेंस आपकी कैसे ली जा रही है, बराबर है कि नहीं, सो दैट आपको इसमें कोई कंफ्यूजन ना रहे। प्रूफ आपका नेट तो ये नेट तो नहीं रहा है। चल रही है। हाँ। अरे, हरे कृष्णा, शेयर स्क्रीन, हाँ, यस। तो ये देखिए प्रो जी यहाँ पे, हाँ, अभी आवाज आ रही है।
यस प्रभु जी।
ओके, now यहाँ पे देखिए प्रो जी, आज की 20 तारीख है, हमने ऑलरेडी अटेंडेंस लगा। अर्जुन ग्रुप, इसमें बच्चों के नाम आते हैं, जैसे आदित्य साहू को ऑप्शन लगाया है, आदित्य स्मरण, क्योंकि यह ऑनलाइन दिख नहीं रहे थे, हो सकता है कि लाइव किया होगा इन्होंने, लाइव लेक्चर अटेंड किया होगा, और हमारे तरफ
प्रभु जी
से
आपकी आवाज अभी
हमने
भी कट रही है प्रभु। मुझे
लगा दिया
एक
क्योंकि हमको दिख नहीं रहे थे। प्लीज कीप योर मोबाइल नाइसली, डोंट प्ले विद दैट। इसमें भी कनेक्ट करना, मुझे उसको निकाल दो। सॉरी व्हाट, मेरा प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ है ना, मेरा जो मोबाइल है ना उसमें वोडाफोन का नेट है, और आज ही खत्म, आज वो क्या हो जाएगा ना, बंद हो जाएगा। और उसका प्रॉब्लम क्या है, हर 10 मिनट में वो कवरेज छोड़ रहा है, तो मैंने पोर्ट कर दिया है। और आज वो हो जाएगा, क्या बोलते हैं, फाइनली भगवान के पास है, तो इसलिए अभी दूसरे का सहारा लेना पड़ता है। तो अभी आवाज आ रहा है मेरा?
यस
यस ब्रो।
रोज।
ओके, सॉरी। सो यहाँ पे देख पा रहे हो आप, हम ऐसे अटेंडेंस अपडेट करते हैं आपका, और यहाँ पे फिर यहाँ पे ऑप्शन है टार्डी मीन्स लेट आया था, ऐसे करके दिया जाता है, इसको सेव किया जाता है, और फिर अटेंडेंस सेव हो जाती है, और हमारे पास ये सारा रिपोर्ट जनरेट हो जाता है। मैं दिखा देता हूं आपको कि आप ये इल्यूजन में रहना कि हमें कुछ मालूम नहीं कि आप आ रहे नहीं रह रहे, है ना। अगर हम यहाँ पे कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं, अर्जुन ग्रुप का देखते हैं, हाँ, नवंबर महीने में कौन बच्चा आया कौन नहीं आया, हाँ, तो हमें दिखाई देता है, देखो यहाँ पे, है ना, दिखाई दे रहा है कि ये बच्चे अब्सेंट है, ये प्रेजेंट है, कौन उशीर आया था, कौन कैसे आया था, है ना, ये। और यहाँ पे वो किस दिन कौन सा क्लास हुआ, ये भी दिखाई दे रहा है। ठीक है, अभी ये तो आपको पता चल गया कि अटेंडेंस ट्रैक की जा रही है आपकी, बराबर है कि? नाउ अभी कोई ड्यूटी ये सुनता है क्या, बाद में सुनता है क्लास, है ना, तो फिर उसका कैसे होगा? वो क्या करेगा, बराबर है कि नहीं, हमारे जूम मीटिंग में तो आया नहीं, तो उसका बाय डिफॉल्ट क्या लग जाएगा, अब्सेंट। अभी वो बाद में लेक्चर सुनता है और नोट्स बनाता है, तो फिर उसको कैसे प्रेजेंटी माना जाएगा? तो उसके लिए प्रोजेक्ट हमने क्या किया है, उसके लिए इसी साइट पे माय अटेंडेंस ट्रैकर पे आपको जाना है। आप जब भी लेक्चर सुनते हो बाद में, ये ध्यान से सुनिए, अभी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बता रहा हूं मैं। जब भी आप लेक्चर सुनते हैं, आपको अपने लेक्चर सुनने के बाद आपके इस पे जाना है, यही माय अटेंडेंस ट्रैकर, आपको मैसेज आ जाएगा, वो लिखने की जरूरत नहीं कौन सी इसमें साइट पे कौन से जाना है। उस पे स्टूडेंट लॉगिन है, स्टूडेंट लॉगिन में यूजर आईडी आपका ईमेल आईडी है, आपका ईमेल आईडी यूजर आईडी होगा, और सबके लिए पासवर्ड है नदिया, कैपिटल NADIA, कैपिटल NADIA @108, नदिया 108, नदिया @108। इस पे आपको जाना है स्टूडेंट लॉगिन में, वहां पे दिख जाएगा कि आज के दिन मेरे को अपसेंट किया गया है। तो आपको क्या करना है, वहां पे एक फैसिलिटी है, ऐड क्लास नोट्स करके, वहां पे क्लास नोट्स ऐड करना है, और खुद को अपसेंट से प्रेजेंट कर देना है, और हमारे सिस्टम में अपने आप चेंज हो जाएगा। तो ये रोज जिम्मेदारी आपकी है, अगर आप क्लास ऑनलाइन टाइम पे क्लास नहीं कर रहे हो ना, आपने नहीं सुना क्लास, और बाद में आप लेक्चर सुनते हो सिंसियरली, है ना, और ये करते हो, तो पहले क्या करते थे वो, अभिषेक मोटे प्रभु को या जो भी इंचार्ज है उसको भेजो, फिर वो अटेंडेंस को अपडेट करेगा, वो बहुत झमेला वाला काम है। अपनी खुद की जिम्मेदारी खुद लीजिए, वो स्टूडेंट लॉगिन पे जाइए, अपना ईमेल आईडी एज अ यूजर आईडी यूज कीजिए, पासवर्ड सबके लिए नदिया @108 है, उसमें जाइए, अपने 2 शब्द के क्लास नोट भी डालिए, चलेगा। हम आपके ऊपर पूरा विश्वास रखते हैं कि आपने क्लास सुना, बराबर है कि नहीं। और खुद का जो अब्सेंट दिख रहा है उसको प्रेजेंट कीजिए, उसका डेमो दिया जा रहा है, देखिए आप अभी, है ना, है ना। मैं अभी एक डिवोटी को यहाँ पे अब्सेंट कर देता हूँ, है ना, जो हमारे यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है, ऋषिकेश प्रभु, इनको मैं अब्सेंट कर देता हूँ आज के लिए, बराबर है कि नहीं? देखिए यहाँ पे आज का उनका क्लास में मैंने उनको अब्सेंट कर देता हूँ, ऋषिकेश प्रभु, ऋषिकेश शेखरवार इज अब्सेंट, और मैंने सेव कर दिया, क्योंकि वो क्लास में नहीं थे। अरे मैंने आपको दिख नहीं रहा होगा, मैं दिखा देता हूँ आपको। ठीक है, मैंने उनको अब्सेंट कर दिया, किनको, ऋषिकेश शेखरवार प्रभु जी को अब्सेंट कर दिया, मैंने डेटा सेव कर दिया, और अभी हमारे लिए वो अब्सेंट है। ठीक है, अभी हमारे लिए वो क्या है, अब्सेंट है अभी, है ना। ऋषिकेश शेखर प्रभु वार प्रभु कैसे लेक्चर सुनने के बाद, है ना, इसमें करेंगे वो दिखा रहे हैं। ठीक है, जाओ ऋषिकेश शेखर प्रभु, आप ज्वाइन कीजिए मोबाइल से, नहीं वेदांत प्रभु के इससे कीजिए, है ना। हाँ तो इसमें ज्वाइन कीजिए मीटिंग पहले, है ना। वेदांत प्रभु आप भी कीजिए, आपका भी, है ना। ये बात साथ साथ में बैठी है ना, देखिए कैसे होता है मोबाइल में, कैसे दिखता है, नहीं क्या। आप पूरा पहले झूम ये कीजिए, अंदर जाइए, फिर क्या है, बाद में आप लोग को समझ में नहीं आएगा कैसे जाना है। 1 मिनट लगता है पूरी अपना अटेंडेंस अपडेट करने में, 1 मिनट बस। हाँ, अभी नदिया कर दिए, चेंज कर दिए। पहले झूम लॉग इन कीजिए, क्या इसमें चाहिए, कनेक्ट कीजिए, और इसको कनेक्ट मत कीजिए, आवाज को। ठीक है, ओके, अभी शेयर कीजिए आपकी स्क्रीन।
आप शेयर कर देते हो प्रेजेंटेशन।
मैंने बंद कर दिया शेयर में। चालू है क्या? बंद कर देता हूँ। मैं आपको क्या करता हूँ, ये बना देता हूँ, वेदांत होस्ट। यस, अभी करो शेयर, आपको आ जाएगा। यस, ओके करो। ये स्क्रीन करो, स्क्रीन स्टार्ट। अभी हमें वेदांत पर होगा, ये दिखाई देगा। आपके मोबाइल से करोगे, जो भी अच्छा फोन है, इंटरनेट चल रहा है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, हो जाएगा। जस्ट अ मिनट, पर ज्वाइन करो। क्या है, मैंने अभी तक इन्हीं लोगों के ईमेल आईडीज नहीं किया, ये किए हैं, अपडेट किए हैं। आप कब आपका
शेयरिंग प्रॉब्लम आपको बंद करना है।
हमें एक करता हूँ, ऋषिकेश को देता हूँ। आप लॉग आउट हो जाए मुझे। यस, शेयर करो, हो जाएगा कैंसिल।
डॉक्यूमेंट स्क्रीन कर दो।
स्क्रीन।
ओके।
चलो।
हेलो किया दिख रहा है मेरा स्क्रीन?
नहीं।
नहीं आएगा।
ओके, छोड़ो, मैं ही नहीं कर ये करता हूँ, इनके इसमें जाता हूँ और मैं ही करता हूँ प्रोजेक्ट। इनका नहीं हो रहा है, ये मोबाइल से नहीं हो रहा
लैपटॉप
है।
से करोगे क्या?
नहीं नहीं, छोड़ो अभी। आई विल लॉग आउट एंड आई विल डू इन लैपटॉप ओनली। आपको
तो जी
मेरे को
इधर
ये
कर
बता
दो
दीजिए।
क्या, मुझे ईमेल आईडी शेयर कर दीजिए, मेरे मोबाइल से स्क्रीन शेयर कर दो।
ओके, कीजिए आप, मैं आपको ये भेज रहा हूँ,
होस्ट
व्हाट्सएप
बना
पे इनका ईमेल आईडी भेज रहा हूँ ना।
हाँ, मुझे को होस्ट बना दीजिए।
ओके, सौभाग्य, एसएलडी लिखा है शायद मैंने। हाँ, या प्लीज शेयर योर स्क्रीन, आई एम सेंडिंग अ व्हाट्सएप ना।
हम्म।
सौभाग्य,
भेजा क्या आपने व्हाट्सएप?
एक मिनट, एक
तो
मिनट।
मैं मेरा आपको व्हाट्सएप पे भेज रहा हूँ, फॉरवर्ड कर दो।
हाँ, जो भी करो फिर।
तब तक ईमेल आईडी, अच्छा आप भेज रहे हो उधर ही।
भेज रहा हूँ, भेज रहा हूँ। हाँ,
भेज रहा है आपको।
किधर है? आया नहीं।
हाँ भेज दिया। देखिए।
प्रोजेक्ट हमको फॉरवर्ड कर रहे हैं आपको ईमेल आईडीज ना,
हम्म।
जो रजिस्टर्ड है। देखो, आपको आ गया। उसका पासवर्ड नदिया, नदिया पासवर्ड भी लिख के भेज रहा हूँ, NADIA@108। हाँ, हरे बोल, हरे कृष्णा डिवोटीज, देखिए अभी कैसे प्रोसीजर है। हाँ, और जाइए गूगल में टाइप कीजिए, मुझे माय माय अटेंडेंस ट्रैकर आपके इसमें। हाँ, इसमें देखो, स्टूडेंट लॉगिन होगा, नीचे देखिए, स्टूडेंट लॉगिन होगा।
पहले से दिखा दो क्या, एक मिनट।
हाँ, पहले से दिखाओ, हाँ, माय अटेंडेंस ट्रैकर डालिए।
माई अटेंडेंस
यस।
ट्रैकर इतना वर्ड डालना है। सर्च
हाँ,
करेंगे, माई अटेंडेंस ट्रैकर ये आएगा। इसमें लेफ्ट ऑप्शन में जाना है, रजिस्टर और लॉगिन। इसमें जाके आप ईमेल आईडी में जा सकते हैं।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, इसमें नहीं, इसमें नहीं प्रभु, इसमें स्टूडेंट होगा, स्टूडेंट होगा, रुको।
स्टूडेंट।
हाँ देखो, नीचे आओ, नीचे आओ, ऊपर ऊपर चलो। वो लॉगिन का ऑप्शन, ये तीन टिम्ब है ना जहाँ पे होता है ऊपर, हाँ वो कीजिएगा। रजिस्टर्ड लॉगिन में आइए, नीचे रजिस्टर्ड लॉगिन में।
तो मुझे बाहर से ही आ जाता है, लॉगिन में जाता हूँ
इसमें
वैसे
यही
होता
आया।
है।
प्रो प्रो जी वापस जाइए आप, जहाँ पे लॉगिन आता है ना, ये साइट जहाँ पे, वहां पे स्टूडेंट लॉगिन आता है। ये अंदर से आपके क्या होता है, इसका होता है, बैक कीजिए फिर से। हाँ
हो
इधर
गया
देख,
अभी।
लॉगिन है ना, लॉगिन का ऑप्शन है।
हाँ
उसमें देखो पेरेंट्स अदर लॉगिन दिख रहा है, पेरेंट्स स्टूडेंट्स दिख रहा है।
हाँ
हाँ,
ठीक है,
स्टूडेंट
स्टूडेंट
लॉगिन।
लॉगिन।
हाँ अभी डालिए, पासवर्ड कैपिटल नदिया @108। ठीक है, लॉगिन। आई होप सब लोग देख रहे होंगे है ना प्रोसीजर को। देखो यहाँ पे डेट लीजिए ब्रुज आज का।
हम्म, ये ना, अभी डायरेक्ट यहाँ पे तो डेट ही आ गया बस।
हाँ बराबर है, 20/11 आ गया ना। अब इसको
हम्म,
क्या कीजिए, ऐड नोट कीजिए, ऐड। कुछ तो
नोट
डालिए,
मतलब?
हरे कृष्ण डालिए, या फिर अपने नोट्स डालते हैं बाद में है ना, पर अभी तो हरे कृष्ण डालिए।
मतलब नोट्स कॉपी
नोट्स मीन्स
पेस्ट
आपके
करने
नोट्स
के
है।
बाद?
ठीक है, यस यस। अभी अभी छोड़ो, अभी इतना ही लिखा, ठीक है। ऐड करो, अभी प्रेजेंट करो खुद को यहाँ पे,
हम्म,
सेव करो। बस हो गया, हमारे पास डेटा आ
ठीक है,
गया।
अभी आपके स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखाइए।
अटेंडेंस सेव्ड। हाँ, हरी बोल, कितने लोग को समझ में आया कि प्रोसीजर रिपीट करके बताएं, कितने लोग को कंफ्यूजन है, कितने लोग को नहीं समझ में आया। नहीं समझने वाले हाथ ऊपर करो,
रोज
बाकी लोग हाथ नीचे करो। जिसको नहीं समझ में आया वो हाथ ऊपर करो, नहीं समझ में आया। यस क्वेश्चन, यस कंफ्यूजन बोलिए।
हरे कृष्णा। रोजी सिर्फ वो
यस प्रो जी।
स्टूडेंट लॉगिन पे कैसे पहुंचे बस वो दिखा दीजिए।
हाँ एक बार फिर से दिखाइए प्रो जी, स्टूडेंट लॉगिन पे कैसे पहुंचे बस। आपके गूगल पे ये डालना है, कुछ नहीं करना। इस साइट को ट्रैक, इस साइट को ये मत कीजिए, साइट को आप क्लिक मत कीजिए। नीचे दिख रहा है आपको, देखो एक लॉगिन ऑप्शन आ रहा है ना, वहां पे देखिए, है ना। लॉगिन में प्रोजी जाइए, एक बार दिखाइए, उसमें ऊपर आइए, देखो अदर लॉगिन में आया, और स्टूडेंट, स्टूडेंट लॉगिन में स्टूडेंट
ये
कीजिए,
वाला।
स्टूडेंट दिख रहा है, स्टूडेंट दिख रहा है आपको। हाँ उसमें स्टूडेंट में क्लिक कीजिए नीचे और लॉगिन कर दीजिए, स्टूडेंट लॉगिन। एक काम करते हैं हम, ये स्टूडेंट लॉगिन का जो है ना, बराबर इतना साइट का नहीं कि आपको लिंक ही भेज देते बाद में। और हो गया, और किसी को कोई कंफ्यूजन है प्रोजी?
अभी अब आपके पास कुछ चेंज हो गया होगा।
दिखाता हूँ ना।
कृष्णा गुरु जी।
हाँ हरे कृष्णा, यस बोलिए।
हाँ गुरु जी, जो दिखा है क्लियर है गुरु जी। एक क्वेश्चन था एक्चुअली कि
बोलिए।
नॉर्मली हम अभी सपोज पुणे में रहते हैं ना, तो एक वहाँ पे क्लासेस वगैरह अटेंड करते हैं, तो ये जो क्लासेस अटेंड करने हैं उसके अपार्ट में करेक्ट,
हाँ
लाइक वो क्लासेस अटेंड करने के
या तो
बाद।
फिर अब या दिन भर कभी भी 30 मिनट सुन लीजिए प्रोजेक्ट, 40 मिनट बोला है ना आपको, आपने फॉर्म पढ़ा होगा बराबर है कि नहीं, एज
हम्म
आपका
हम्म
हियरिंग।
हम्म।
और रात को 10 बजे से पहले, 9 बजे से पहले, ये डेट चेंज होने से पहले आपको अपडेट करना है, रात के 12 बजे से पहले। एक बार डेट गया तो स्टूडेंट लॉगिन से आप कुछ एडिट नहीं कर सकते फिर, ठीक है।
ओके, और वो जो रिकॉर्डिंग है गुरु जी, वो हर रोज ग्रुप पे आती जाएगी?
हाँ हाँ, वो कोई भक्त बोल रहा है मेरा वो आईडी ओपन नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि आप अभी तक सिर्फ 2 ही स्टूडेंट का मैंने ईमेल आईडी डाला है, हम आपको करेंगे, यानी अभी उसका फॉर्म आएगा आपके पास। डिवोटीज डोंट ट्राई इट, अभी तक आपका रजिस्टर ही नहीं है हमारे पास, हम रजिस्टर करेंगे है ना। अभी आज ही रजिस्टर हो जाएगा, ठीक है। यस प्रो जी, यस रिकॉर्डिंग रोज मिलेगा आपको। ओके, मीन्स क्या होगा मालूम है क्या, रोज जो आपका क्लास भेजने वाला, जो आपका क्लास ये है एडमिन कौन, अभिषेक मोटे प्रभु और गौरव शर्मा प्रभु, उनका एक मैसेज रेडी रहेगा। और रोज वो लिंक भेजेंगे, यूट्यूब की लिंक भेजेंगे, मैसेज भेजेंगे आपको, और बोलेंगे कि प्लीज हियर दिस लेक्चर इन योर फ्री टाइम एंड अपडेट योर अटेंडेंस। तो उनका टेंशन दूर। फिर आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आपकी अटेंडेंस आपको कैसे रखना है। और किसी को डाउट इसमें प्रोजी, मैं फाइनल रिजल्ट दिखा दूंगा यहाँ पे। ओके, नाउ आई विल शो कि यहाँ पे कैसे चेंज हो गया वो, बराबर है कि नहीं। माय अटेंडेंस, आई होप कि आप लोग को दिख रहा होगा।
यस प्रभु।
दिख रहा है आपके मोबाइल में ब्रो? बंद कर दिया क्या? ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। हाँ, अब मोबाइल वालों की जगह पे लग दिया।
नहीं रहो तो।
या चॉइस हेड मुंबई लॉग इन कर दिया मैंने। तो आपके स्टूडेंट लॉगिन इतना दिखेगा, हमारे लॉगिन में हमको बहुत कुछ दिखेगा, आपकी रिपोर्ट ये क्या है वगैरह, नहीं क्या। और सबसे अच्छा बात क्या है, ये फ्री है सॉफ्टवेयर, और आप सारा डेटा ट्रैक का भी है। हाँ,
मुझे तो स्टार्ट थोड़ा मतलब पहले सही लगा।
नेट नहीं चल रहा तो आपका कैमरा बंद कर दूं, बैंडविड्थ लेगा। अभी तो डायरेक्ट साइट ही बंद हो गई, पेज एक्सपायर्ड हो गया डायरेक्ट। नहीं नहीं, किसी का ट्राई नहीं करना है, नहीं हुआ तो उनको बता देंगे कि हो गया करके।
मीटिंग देखिए हम।
ठीक है, अटेंडर में दिखा देंगे इनको, इनका प्रेजेंट हो गया आज, बराबर है।
तो जी।
आज का डेट है 20 तारीख, अर्जुन ग्रुप। हम्म,
वो दिख रहा है, ग्रुप भी आ गया मुझे।
देखो ऋषिकेश शेखरवार, देखिए प्रेजेंट हो गया। अब्सेंट किया था मैंने, प्रेजेंट हो गया कि नहीं। और देखिए यहाँ पे ये सिंबल दिख रहा है, देखो सिंबल आप लोग को, ये जो ये हुआ है मीन्स डार्क हुआ है, इसका मतलब हमें पता चल गया कि ये भक्त ने बाद में लेक्चर सुना, इसने नोट्स भेजे, नोट्स में लिखा है हर्ड रिकॉर्डिंग, ठीक है। हाँ, या आपने नोट्स भेजे और खुद को प्रेजेंट कर दिया है, तो ऐसे करके हमको अपडेट हो जाएगा कुछ। हरे कृष्णा। सो ये सिस्टम हम कर रहे हैं आप लोग की सबकी प्रसन्नता के लिए, सो दैट हम आपको अच्छी सुविधा दे पाए, है ना। और आप लोग, हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है कि आप लोग को ट्रैक करें, है ना, नॉट कि आपको कुछ आपके ऊपर हुकूमत करने के लिए, बट जस्ट टू क्या है, एक अच्छा मेंटेन करेंगे डेटाबेस तो पता चलेगा डिवोटीज की प्रोग्रेस हो रही है नहीं हो रही है, ऐसे करके। ठीक है, हरे कृष्णा। यस, लास्ट क्वेश्चन, यस प्रभु, अजय निर्मल प्रभु।
यस प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी आपने जो बोला कि ये लेट मार्क उसमें लग जाएगा, तो उसका ड्यूरेशन टाइम क्या होगा कि उसके बाद लेट मार्क लग
15 मिनट
जाएगा
के
उस।
बाद, 15, क्लास चालू होने के बाद 15 मिनट।
ओके, थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे
हाँ,
कृष्ण।
ठीक है, हरे कृष्ण। लेट इतना ये नहीं है, सिर्फ अपसेंट ही अगर प्रॉब्लम है आपका, अपसेंट हो तो आप अपना अपडेट कर लीजिए, ठीक है। लेट का इतना इशू नहीं मुझे।
ओके प्रभु जी।
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर टाइम। आई होप कि आगे ना ये ऐसे होंगे, है ना। इवन सौभाग्य लक्ष्मी प्रभु, सौभाग्य लक्ष्मी प्रभु,
यस यस रोजी।
आपका नदिया एलटीपी में मैं इसमें डाल देता हूँ क्लास, आपके बच्चे ऐड करवा देता हूँ और आपको क्लास का मॉनिटर बना देता हूँ, आप अपना अटेंडेंस ले सकते हैं, ठीक है, हमेशा।
ठीक है ठीक है।
ओके, हरे कृष्ण, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत सभी भक्तवृंद के निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। अभी तुरंत तुरंत आपको एक फॉर्म आ रहा है जिसमें आपको अपनी ईमेल आईडी, आपका मोबाइल नंबर हमको भेजना है। जो ईमेल आईडी आप इसके लिए यूज करना चाहते हो और जो मोबाइल नंबर व्हाट्सएप का आप यूज करना चाहते हो, आप तुरंत भेजिए, फॉर्म आपके ग्रुप्स में आ जाएगा। फिर हम आपका ईमेल आईडी अपडेट करेंगे और सबके लिए पासवर्ड है कैपिटल NADIA @108।